Happy Monday, everybody. What's up, Facebook? Just finishing up a workout. Got a little dinner in here. Gonna watch a movie here with Kathy, but we had a little incident yesterday. I want to fill you in those details. But happy Monday, man. Hope everybody's having a blessed and fantastic Monday out there in the world, wherever you are in the world. I know yesterday's meditation was super powerful. Sending all the energy out to you guys. I hope you received it. But long day behind the office. You can tell my energy is a little lower today because I've been doing paperwork all day. It's the only thing that lowers my energy when I have to sit behind a desk. So I've been behind the computer non-stop today getting paperwork and bookwork and taxes and receipts and all this stuff from properties that we sold last year. I think we sold like 7 properties last year, something like that. We've been doing so many properties I can't even keep up anymore. So I hope everybody's doing well out there this Monday evening here on the East Coast, somewhere around 8:45. Good to see you, John. I've been going non-stop with the paperwork today. What's up, Ray? Good to see you up there in Connecticut. Hope all is well up there. Hope your son's doing well. I know with all the kids at home right now, you guys must be going through a lot of challenges. No baseball, no soccer, nothing with the activities world out there. Down here it's not as bad where we are, to be honest with you. We already practice social distancing. Everybody's got these massive properties down here and 2.5 acres, 5 acres, 10 acres. I think we're on like 11 acres here, so we have plenty of social distancing where we are down here. But we got like 1 traffic light. That's it. This is pretty good. Good to see you, Dave. Well, we had a situation yesterday. I was cleaning out the RV. So we have this winterization. We do all the winterization. So I want to share with you guys. You start logging on. This is some powerful, powerful information to make sure if you have pets, cats, dogs, maybe even cows or goats and chickens, pay attention to when I'm going to give you some information here this evening. So I had a situation yesterday when I was cleaning out the RV. And I came out of the RV and I looked to the left and there's Thor licking his chops. I had a bucket of RV antifreeze. So this is perfect information for you to hear. Christina's probably super smart about this. Super dog lover, golden retriever owner, multiple golden retriever owners over the years. They are one of the greatest dogs out there, I have to admit, Christina, because since we've had Emma, she's the one dog that I've had in my life. I don't need a leash for her. She'll just listen. 98% of the time. If she sees a squirrel or something, she might take off and go running, and then that might be a little different. Or a rabbit too. Rabbits and squirrels, Thor and Emma, they go nuts over these things. So powerful insights I'm going to share with you guys here. Good to see you, Cousin Janine. How are you this evening? Happy Monday, everybody. I love Mondays. Mondays are my favorite day of the week unless I'm doing paperwork. I was ready to chop up all that paperwork today. I was going through credit cards and shredding some credit cards, some of the ones that I had in the past. But here's a secret, a quick little tip here for you guys as well with building credit. If you have credit cards and you don't want to use them any longer, don't close them. It lowers your credit score. Wait until your credit score is higher, Teresa, and then you can chop those things up. But the ones I chopped up, I was just added on to other people's credit cards. So I said, you know what? Get rid of that stuff. And that's one of the lessons I definitely learned here. But if you guys have pets, dogs, cats, goats in the house, some people have pigs in their house down here. There's a big old pig someone's got in their house as a family pet. Maybe you got a cow. I hope you don't have a moo-moo cow down there in Texas. I know some of you guys have a lot of animals on Texas, especially those ones with the big horns, man. If you got those, don't do those, Aaron. But I know. Good to see you, Amy. This is going to be some great content for you guys here. You can see you all logging in. Good to see you. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are doing well out there in the world. It looks like some of the stuff is finally starting to break. I heard that. I think it was up in Minnesota and Georgia opened up their states today. They're doing a slow opening. We're going to see. We're going to see what happens. These guys are going to go out there, going to test the waters. I know they're practicing social distancing. They got their mask on and doing all the right things. Keep your bodies healthy. Vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin A, exercise, and mindset. Turn off the TV set, because I tell you right now, I got another powerful message for you guys this morning. I was studying more and more on these chemicals, because over on, I think it was like Saturday, I was doing some studying about 96% of the chemicals in our bodies are made up of the 4 main ones that we talked about, but I've been doing some research on the other 4%. I want to know the other chemicals in our bodies, what they do and how they benefit ourselves. And I've been doing some serious studying on that stuff. I got some great content for you guys tomorrow. But today we want to talk about protecting our pets. So yesterday we were cleaning out the RV. And I came back from the walk with Kathy with the dogs. And I said, you know what? I put that stupid antifreeze in my hot water heater of the RV. The valve was never shut off. I never had an RV before, so I went to winterize it at the end of the year last year. I said, I better get that out of there because I know I did automotive back in school. I took taking cars apart my whole life, and I know that that stuff is not good for the heating coils. So I said, you know what, well, I'm right here, let me do this. Got out my 5-gallon buckets, opened up the hot water heater, hooked up the hose, started draining the lines. I come outside and I look, and there's Thor standing next to the bucket. And he's licking his chops. I'm going, oh no, did he just lick that? So I didn't see him drinking it, but I know I've heard of cats in the past, Mike. I've heard of dogs in the past. They love the smell of antifreeze. And I know a lot of these automakers have been doing a much better job of cleaning the scent so the animals don't drink that stuff. So now I'm sitting there going, okay, what do we do? So I bring the bottle into Kathy's. Kathy, look at this ingredients on this thing. Go check it out, and let's make some phone calls and see what we have to do. Lo and behold, long story short, they wanted to pay like $75 to call the ASPCA. There's an 800 number out there, and they tell you what's in if it's toxic or not, and then you have to go down to the emergency vet and down to the vet. So me and Kathy talk about it. We're like, you know what? If our dog drank this stuff, we need to go down to the vet. Because lo and behold, the vet is 40 minutes from our house. And it says here, I'm going to give you the information, the exact hours, like within the first few hours, I'll give you the symptoms and everything else here in a minute, but within the first few hours that they can have kidney failure is the number one thing. So they can have other organ failures, but the number one thing is kidneys that filter all that stuff out if they drink that. They said, and check this out, even if your dog or cat walks through a puddle of antifreeze and licks their paws clean, that's enough to kill them. So I said, you know what? We're not going to risk it. Get in the car, and I'm doing like 100 miles an hour on the road. Katie's like, why are you going so fast? Listen, if it's my dog, if it's your kid, these are my kids, man. So we're going down there. We're going to make sure we're going to get there as fast as possible. I'm not going to hurt nobody along the way. Get down there. Bring him inside. They say you have to call the ASPCA. We're not toxologists here. And in my mind, I'm going, hold on a minute. This is an emergency vet. How do you guys not know the information, at least a ballpark information of what it is? I get you don't want to be sued and all that type of stuff because everybody wants to be sued these days, but you got to have some idea. So after we did our research, I wanted to share that research with you guys because this is very important information. So there's two different types of antifreeze. One is called RV and Marine, and the other one is your typical automotive antifreeze. So the RV one has propylene glycol, which is non-toxic. Antifreeze for your cars has ethylene glycol. And so this is all stuff that I've researched just between last night around 6:30 and about 8:30 last night. We were constantly on the phone going back and forth, right? Yeah, they should have had the chart, Mike. I know, that's what I'm saying. I say, how do these people not know this stuff? Then they're practicing social distance. One person can go into the vet and all this other stuff. Two biggest differences, though. One is toxic, one is not toxic. So the toxic one is called ethylene glycol. So write that down, put it into your phone, keep those notes. The other one is propylene glycol, which is glycerine free. And what happens is that many of these have that sweet smell and the animals like to lick it. So even if they walk through the puddle of that stuff that's out in the yard, someone's working in the yard, or you're dripping from your car. A lot of you guys, I know you see underneath your car, you got oil dripping, you got antifreeze dripping sometimes. Just walking through that or just a little bit of licking on that, the kidneys go right into automatically kidney failure. And it was my dog that says, we're going down there. So we go all the way down there, we finally get a hold of the people, and they're like, well, we need to know what the ingredients are. I'm going, how do you not know the ingredients? So the first thing was the person inside the vet office. I said, how do they not know anything? The second one is the person on the phone going, what's the ingredients? Like, how do you not know what the ingredients are? There can't be that many different brands out there for an RV Marine, right? So I finally looked the thing up. It's propylene glycol is RV and Marine antifreeze, non-toxic. Auto antifreeze is ethylene glycol, which is very toxic. As I said, I'm going to repeat this, if they walk through the puddle of it, get it in their paws and start licking it, that is enough, Ken, to have them have kidney failure. So we didn't take any chances. Go down there, and right in the front thing you walk in, it's like minimum $400 to walk in here is what the typical bill is in these places. And there was like 7 or 8 people there when we got there, and we were only there for an hour and a half. So I'm going, holy Christmas. So I'm going to give you some of the symptoms here. So here's the symptoms. If your pet, for some reason, starts doing these symptoms, most likely they had antifreeze on their paws and licked it off, or they were drinking it from the ground. They said seizures, vomiting, drinking lots of water and going to the bathroom frequently, staggering, because this all has alcohol in it. So if they start staggering, they're drunk on the alcohol that's in the antifreeze. And the other one's drooling. You'll get the drooling from the mouth. Within the first few hours. They said within the first few hours. I know a lot of cats. I remember growing up, there was a lot of cats who used to go out there and lick this stuff from underneath the cars, and they would freaking, my neighbors would say my cat died from poisoning. And I don't even think they knew what it was back then. This was back in like the 70s. There was cats everywhere when I was growing up. And they'd go underneath the cars, and back then cars always leaked everything. I remember my dad used to drive the car away and there'd be all kinds of stuff underneath that, oil and the leaking of the antifreeze. I remember one of my cars had leaking of antifreeze. Now that I know this, I'm like, number one, my first thought is like, how come these car companies can't find something else better? All these scientists and all these super powerful minds out there, they can't create something that's going to cool your car, that's not going to kill our animals. So when I came out of the RV yesterday, we were draining that fluid out, and I see Thor walking away from the bucket, a 5-gallon bucket that I had to, and thank God it was diluted, so I was running water through it, so it wasn't a full concentration of it. So I'm going, what the? I said, I got to do something here. Coming to Kathy, I was pretty calm about it, but inside I was like churning. But I know if I come in with that panic look at my face, I know she's going to get in panic, and we don't want to get Kathy upset, that's for sure. Good to see you, Sarah. Good to see you, David. Thank you guys for logging in here. Powerful information. So to recap, there are two types of antifreezes. One is RV and marine, non-toxic. The other one is for your automobile, which has ethylene glycol, toxic. If your dogs or your cats or your pigs, your chickens or your goats walk through that stuff and just lick their paws, that is enough of the toxic ethylene glycol to kill your animal through kidney failure. So I wanted to come here and give you that value add this morning, this evening here, Monday evening. Hope you guys are having a great Monday. I love Mondays, except for doing paperwork. I did paperwork all day. The only thing that messes up my energy. So I'm going to go downstairs here with Kathy. We're going to go out there and watch an awesome movie. I got some great insights on a couple of things to watch this evening. As I see all you guys logging here, it's good to see everybody. Thank you for following this journey. Thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting these messages. These are the messages that we have to hear every single day. Because our minds need to hear something 6, 7, 8, and if you're hard-headed like me, 10 times I have to hear these messages before I get it. But once I get it, and once you get it, we have it ingrained in our minds. So Teresa, I know that we shared our right away we shared that, Teresa. I know you must be very impressed. I sent that information out. I'm not the technological guy, but yesterday we had a 333 meditation prayer, and we were able to take that message and have it downloaded, and I shared it to our group meditation. So I hope you enjoyed that. Do that for the next 7 days. Every day you get up, do that meditation. Like yesterday we talked about the 4 M's. Mindset, meditation. If you can do those 2 things every day, I guarantee your life will change for the better. Guarantee it. Because we have to stand still to receive the blessing. So I hope you guys got some value from this message here about protecting our pets. I know many of you like me, those are our kids. And I know when we had to put our first dog down, Kathy was home for like 2 days. Then she went and volunteered at an animal shelter where she was there for 9 years. Several times being the top dog or a top earner for fundraising. That's how much she loves the animals. So when she used to take our dog Thor down to see her father when he was in his 90s, and he would just light up like a Christmas tree when she walked in, she goes, I want to open a senior dog sanctuary. And that's when the first senior came in. And then I started taking care of Lou Russo, and we started having conversations, and I started talking to Lou about opening up a senior veteran homes. So we opened up the Senior for Senior Centers of America, LLC. We bought this home in that name, and we're building 2 houses out here in front for senior veterans. We're building a little side of this garage over here for senior dogs. The Senior for Senior Centers of America is going to be an amazing movement. And I've told this story to many of people, and every single person's like, I love that idea. I said, I can't take credit for that, man. One of the things I downloaded in my meditation 2 days ago is stop talking about I. So if you guys hear me say I ever again, start calling me out on it, because I don't want to say that word anymore. I remember Dave Brown, back in the day, we used to play quarters, and we used to have to make up all these rules. You couldn't point at the person. You couldn't say drink. You couldn't say the person's name. Before you know it, you're like, hey, you got a drink. Oh, you said drink. And all these crazy rules. I'm making a rule for myself. I don't want to say I, because it's the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. It's we. Because this isn't me coming up with these messages. I'm downloading that in the meditation. I can't tell you and stress you how important it is to stand still and meditate. If you can do it every day, do it every day. I guarantee you, your life will change. You change your mindset onto what serves you, your life will change. The people's lives around you that you care about most. If you don't want to do it for yourself right now, do it for those you love that are around you. But I know that Chuck, when you watch this, he found some self-love these last 2 weeks from doing that free 9-day meditation challenge. I had a breakthrough. And he just did the meditation, another one. I record these meditations that I do. And I record the next one. He did the next one. And he had another breakthrough. And that's what happens. I keep telling you guys, keep showing up here. Just take these messages, take in the content. This is stuff I've been learning for 4 years. From meditating for 4 years every day. Learning this stuff. I know at first it sounds like I can't meditate. That's your mind. That's your egoic mind. That's the small self, the small s. And that's the thing that's always going to hold you back. So I would suggest take that small self, put it in the back seat. You're the driver of your car, and say, I got this. And you start driving the car and say, this is what we're doing. I guarantee you, if you keep doing the work, you're going to have breakthroughs. You keep showing up. I know the Rise is one group. We have multiple people breaking through right now from absorbing all that content. It takes us 6, 7, 8, 9, sometimes hard-headed like me, 10 times. But when I get it, I implement it. Because I know the lives that'll change. I know many of your lives that are watching this, lives are changing. Embrace the Spirit. Absolutely, Aaron. Can't wait to meet you. But I can feel your energy through these messages, man, when you log on. We did a powerful group meditation with my entrepreneur group, the Next Level Experience, on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. I had like 20 or 30 people on that call. And as they were logging on, I can see their faces on Zoom meeting. I can feel my energy rising. Just by those guys logging on. I can tell when some of you guys log on here, I can feel your energy even through the airwaves. So we can send this energy back and forth to each other. That's how we're going to rise as one. We got the Rise as One framework where you can write your goals out now. We can track your progress. Share your experiences. And that's what I'm doing here, sharing my experience. That's all it is. I'm just sharing my experience. What's going to happen when we have 1,000 people, 9,000 people sharing their experiences, helping each other, assisting each other? We don't need a government. We don't need handouts. We need to raise our consciousness, raise our vibration, raise our awareness, and do the things that serve us and the people around us, and everybody else is going to grab the energy, and they're going to rise too. That's the beauty of this. It's not about one person or 10 people or 100 people. It's about all of us rising as one to make a difference, to end the suffering. So thank you guys for continuing to show up. Take this message, write down this stuff on a piece of notepad, so whenever it happens to your pets and they get those symptoms, for you guys just logging on, here's the symptoms again. Seizures, vomiting, drinking lots of water, going to the bathroom, staggering around because there's alcohol and antifreeze, or drooling. Those are the 5 main ones. These are kidney failures. So you guys are just tuning in now. Thor, it looked like he drank some of the RV marine antifreeze, which is non-toxic, but it's still not good for you. So you should still take your dogs to the vet, have them checked out. And also with the auto antifreeze is ethanol glycol, which is very toxic. Do not want to have your animals risk their lives. If you see those symptoms, take them to the vet right away. But from what they were telling me yesterday on the ASPCA toxology number they gave us to call the people down there, I guess they're like the best in the world in what they do. She said that the RV marine one is not toxic. But I read the bottle, it says, do not ingest this. And if it does, call your toxology people. So he called them. It sounded like we didn't have to take them, but it's my pet. I'm taking them. I'm not going to play around with that stuff. Absolutely, David. No doubt about it, man. Collective energy is love, man. David, proud of you, man, for keep putting those posts out there. You're changing people's lives. I've been reading the people about how they're responding to you. That's the creative juices in you, man. You got that gift. Share that gift, man. I can't say enough, brother. Share your gift. Keep going. It gets easier as you keep going. We're on day 117 here. Consecutive Facebook Lives. Why? Because we're changing lives. We are changing lives. It's not me. It's we. Collective energy. That's right, Mike. Following your journey. I've been seeing your posts and seeing your kids, man. That's what it's all about. It's about the kids. It's about the people around us. But we got to change our lives to change their lives. That's how we're going to rise as one. As you can see that picture back there, the bass over there, Dave Brown, Jimmy Lester caught that bass out of Ball Pond. A little history for you. When Jimmy was still alive, a good friend back in school, he caught that bass. Little Jimmy caught it, a trout. That bass ate the trout. And then that winter, I was fishing, and actually Bubba Hearn came out there. I had like 3 flags in the water, and the first fish I caught was that big thing. And I pulled it out of the water. Bubba's like, look at the size of that thing. I'm like, I'm stuffing this one. I've never stuffed a fish in my life. That's the one time only ever that I stuffed a fish right there. It's close to 8-pound largemouth bass out of Ball Pond. And it blew my mind when that thing came out of the hole. It was just, I used a 7-inch auger too, just for those reasons. I used to go ice fishing a lot when I was like 15, 16 years old growing up, as David knows. And when he pulled that thing out, it just barely fit out the hole. I was like, look at the size of this freaking thing. And Jimmy goes, that's the bass that little Jimmy caught this end of the summer here in the fall time. I go, it was not. How do you know that? He goes, it's missing a little bit of the bottom of the tail. And sure enough, that fish is missing bottom of the part of the tail. So I don't know if I was going to have a piece of Jimmy with me. I love that guy. And I could still remember, like yesterday at his wake, the one guy said, he says, Jimmy was one of those guys that you can hear him coming and you hear him going. Even though he lived into his late 30s, he lived a full life. And we should all live a full life. Because we are not promised tomorrow. Keep sharing your gifts with everybody out there. Keep sharing your messages. And if you feel blessed, you want to go out there and just share something, share it. If you're struggling right now, reach out. We are here to support each other. And when it's all said and done together, we will rise as one. Keep showing up. I love you guys. Have a blessed and fantastic the rest of this evening, Monday, day 117. Keep showing up and marching forward. Love you guys. Peace.